Hello. All right. Hello, everybody, especially you chatty Cathy's on the back row back there. How you like this mic? I despise it. Y'all like this? All right. My 4.9 buddy up here is a regular mic. So anyway, um, so just wanted to make a few announcements. But Joey said I had to hold this mic like right here, otherwise it would squeal. That's pretty good. It is. It's pretty good. Yeah, it's good. Anyway, so a couple of announcements. Want to make sure you guys will pass this on. Don't forget about our missionary meal that we're going to have on the 22nd with Patty Tabone. I know that it has been talked about, but Tracy does have a sign-up list for, or you need to get with her about the meal. Is there a sign-up list, or they just need to get with you? Okay, so I'm going to reduce that down to get with Tracy and make sure you are on the list if you are not on the list. All right, so you're probably going to be receiving a phone call to boot. Several of you will anyway, to boot about this matter, because not only I'm doing what we're not, your instructor's not supposed to do, you're not supposed to lean on the lectern. Several of you going to be receiving a phone call, and what we need as well, what I desire from the church family as well, is that a select few, not those that are too far strong, is that we would host Patty at least one night outside of Donald and Diane. We're at least looking for one, hopefully two hosts, even if you can only do it for maybe the evening or the afternoon. But what we don't want to happen is for Patty to be over here at Donald and Diane's house, slam out in Booneyville like I am. And she's saying, well, where's your church? And he's like, oh, well, way over there, you know. And like, well, where's all the community? See, folks, our church family in the community, you need to step up. And those online, welcome, but this is your pastor giving you a charge, unless you're either totally deaf and, you know, your head's in the sand, or my message and challenges that have been given to me through the Lord, through our word over the past 3 months, obviously should be hitting home with you right now. So on those sermons, I said we're going to be approaching people that are in our church family that live in this community, our greater community here of influence. We're not going to be flying church in anymore. We're not going to be bussing it in. We're not going to be bringing it on a car. You know, Jesus said, go to Jerusalem, then to Judea, then to Samaria, then to the other parts of the earth. Let's don't get this thing backwards where we're going from the other parts of the earth, bringing it in, okay? It's got to go from in out. So make sure Donald's going to be reaching out. Please, all who are willing. Then on the 30th, we're going to be having our Harvest Festival, Feast of the Tabernacles. And you can see Corey got our sign up. I wish we had gotten two of them so we could have put one on the 27th side. But thank you, Corey. Is it double-sided? It's only one side. I was going to say it was double-sided. We could fix that. But anyway, we're going to be having that on the 30th. Trace, do we got advertisements set up already? Okay. Well, no, the biggest thing is word of mouth. Biggest thing is word of mouth. I mean, we can do all great, but y'all know how that is. That's like getting a card through the mail, you know. So word of mouth is the best thing. Harvest Festival, obviously, is the Feast of Tabernacles. It's also called the Feast of Harvest. And what we're doing is celebrating our time. Obviously, it's a harvest season, so it helps us to remember how God supplied for us through the year, and we're reaping the harvest at the end. But how he supplied for us through our lifetime, it reminds us of how he supplied for the Israelites through the wilderness, and that there will be a day of tabernacling to where we come together to celebrate this, to worship the Lord, but also to remember, obviously, that day when the Lord returns and he calls us home. And then during that 1,000-year millennial reign, that we will be reigning and ruling with the Lord here on earth. And those are just all for. Now, we can't get it out of order. Um, Tabernacles comes after trumpets and atonement, and then it's Tabernacles. It's the last festival of the year. It's the seventh one. So let's make sure we're all here. It's going to be a time of celebration. It's going to be a time of teaching. There's the way the ladies have got the tents set up, or the tabernacle set up, the sukkahs set up, that there's going to be a time of games, time of teaching, sharing, time to witness, and then we're going to have our family get together. That's going to run for a few hours, and then we're going to have our family get together. Obviously, whoever wants to stay is welcome, but we're going to have a time of faith, family reunion, and time of eating, and time of just playing and enjoying each other, all right? So it's going to be quite the amp up from our tried to get it together last year in time, but we couldn't really get it together in time, so we're trying to do it right. All right, Tabernacle starts on the 30th, and then it runs through, it's for 7 days, 14 days really, during that time. All right. Okay, for all of you online that didn't hear that, all the tents have been committed for. Always can use extra hands in those tents, helping serve. Guys about helping park, helping the incidentals, all the things that have to happen, looking over the little ones, making sure that we don't have anybody running out in the road. And I know y'all think that sounds ridiculous, but that's for real. That's for real. And so, and making sure we don't have folks flying in off the road in here, it just takes a lot. And then all the mechanical stuff that has to go on with that. So make sure we're apart. But most of all, it's a time to get together and enjoy each other. Please pass the word. Please pass the word. Yeah, so, hey, just need to hand it to you. Look, exactly. So if you can only make part of it, make part of it. But if you're like, I know we got some that have got some prior commitments, but they said they could be here for our family get together. Great. Don't feel bad. Get here. But if you can be here to serve, obviously be here to serve as well. During our meal time with Patty, really hoping you guys will take the time to introduce yourself, talk to her. She is our direct foreign mission. Remember, we said Jerusalem, that's our coats, we're serving there. Remember, we said our Judea, that's our Smithfield Pregnancy Center, where then our Samaria, that's down at the Baptist Children down in Kinston, and then our other parts of the earth, that is Patty over in Swaziland, Africa. So we are doing exactly biblically like we're supposed to do. So let's just make sure we're supporting everybody, not just monetarily, but with knowing who they are in prayers and praying for those needs. Obviously, this will be emphasized more and more and more as we go along. All right. Anybody with any announcements I didn't cover? Okay. I don't know why I just didn't have Tracy up here to give the announcements out. All right. So the resolution Bible study that goes in conjunction with the men's Bible study that we do on the first Wednesday night. Now, for clarity, in case anybody didn't know, so I'm gonna draw this out in a crayon for anybody who doesn't get this. Men's meeting, the men's ministry meeting. Now, we are calling it Resolute Wednesday, but this is the men's meeting. Occurs here, the first Wednesday of every month at 7 o'clock. That is our official men's meeting. And we are doing the resolution study to be resolute men after God's heart, men of God. Now, the ladies' meeting still happens. That's on the first Saturday of every month. But as we're going through this study, the ladies, because the men are in here, the ladies are in the fellowship hall. We have paired them up with a study, and that's also a resolution study for ladies, and they're doing that. Books are in there. Pick one up. And you guys come on. All right? Wednesday night. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was just saying. That is the official men's ministry Bible study meeting. That now after the Resolute study's over with, we'll be moving on to a different study, but that will continue. That is it. That will continue on. I'm assuming that's what we were talking about. Yeah, that is the men's ministry, men's Bible study meeting. Yeah, absolutely. So, and in fact, I'll let you kind of talk about that. Yeah, let you go with that. All right. Any other announcements? Tracy just left, so I think all of them went with her. Any other announcements? All right. I'm going to turn this over to Brother Donald, and we'll get started with prayer requests. Thank y'all.
All righty. I don't have to hold one of them. Anyway, so before that thought gets cold, guys, that is when we as a men's group will be meeting on those first Wednesdays of every month. And then we'll just, once we finish the study, we'll just see what God's leading for the next time, if we're going to continue to do a Wednesday night formal. But what we want to let you know is, please feel free as men, as individuals, if you want to gather in someone's home, so to be more personal, and discuss our Resolute studies and teachings, of course we may do that. So by all means, encourage each other that let's do that and make it personal and say, hey, I'll host this week, or these couple of lessons or whatever, and let's just dig a little deeper to talk about it. And maybe have some of that one-on-one time. Say, I didn't really feel comfortable in the church building or in the bigger group, but I got to admit something. Maybe it's whatever the word spoke to you or whatever. So we can make it more personal. But the point being, let's keep that first Wednesday our official, not the old weatherman. You remember? Official weather report. Anyway, let's keep that Wednesday night official. I can't believe, am I the only one that remembered that? Greg, official weather. Yeah, there you go. Anyway, all righty. Since Daniel took up most of our time, no, he didn't. We will move into, so I think I said it all about Miss Patty. Well, Daniel did, but that's good. So let's move right into our prayer time, and we're taking any request that you guys have.
Keep remembering Rick. He's
Yes.
going to have to start some radiation again for the skin cancers. I don't think it'll be as intense as what he went through before, but he'll have 6 weeks of it. So he feels like he's taking one step forward and 2 steps back all the time. So
Right.
just keep his spirits lifted up.
For sure. Yeah, Brother Rick, he said, I get rid of 2 of them, and 1 comes back or 3 comes back. So yeah, that's discouraging, but we'll definitely.
Continue to remember my great-granddaughter,
Yes.
Juliet. We're praying that the adoption will take place sooner than later.
Right.
And just on that, a praise report in this task force, they moved closer to that adoption phase. It went positively in Juliet's favor.
sure.
The children's mother, just, she was, she's still, under the influence. And we're just hoping things get better. Praying.
For sure.
Praying that she will on her own decide to go into a rehab. She's been told that she will have family support if she's first got to make the first move.
Exactly
She knows
right.
that this is what she truly wants.
Yes, indeed. We got that neighbor, again, country neighbor, down the way, but on and off, on and off. But you got, the key is you got to make that commitment, and as long as, once you do that, and isn't it so much easier? Yeah, isn't it so much easier to get on board with someone like that and just,
When they show that they're
yes,
really in, that this is truly what they want, but right
for
now,
sure.
I don't think that she can turn loose.
Well, and she can't on her own.